Capitano.
Elimo. Good morning.
Good morning. The way you're moving your hands.
The way you are looking at me.
As a quick
that one is for the United fans. They enjoy.
How's Arsenal doing?
Yeah, it's been a very tough weekend, Lily. I'm being honest here. It's been a very tough weekend. We had the opportunity to close the gap on Liverpool. And let me clarify this. There were people who were saying that, Arsenal are bottless, Arsenal bottled the league and all of that. At no point in time was Arsenal leading the league, and then we sat down and everybody came to pass by us. It never happened.
You're all trying to sit at top.
We were just hunting Liverpool. We were chasing Liverpool. And then over the weekend, it didn't go well. We sat at home, and then West Ham. It was a London derby, though, and they picked up 1-0 very painfully. But we take it in good faith. We understand that football, you win, you draw, or you lose. So for the Manchester United fans who want to throw Arsenal, they have forgotten that they are battling relegation. They are still 15.
But at
least the table?
Well, I have.
I wish Lantam is here.
At least Manchester United, we know where we stand, right? Now, the
point is that we all started the league the same day, and we have played the same number of matches. Nobody was dashed at a certain point, and nobody was deducted at a certain point. All of you start the same clubs that we have all played. We have played United. United have played us. We have played Liverpool. United have played Liverpool.
See, we don't dispute that fact. But you see, for Arsenal, everybody knows that. Arsenal.
That is the assertion that we don't want people to be.
But that is what you're exhibiting.
That is not.
That is what you're exhibiting.
Lately, as we speak, the club Arsenal, we don't have strikers. All our strikers are in the injury room. They are seeing the features. And they understand why we are in this league. United have about 3-4 strikers. And they are 2-2 against Everton.
Don't worry. Joel will bring us all the details. But all right, we're in court. Let's do a quick review and then we tell our viewers what's happening today in court.
Yes, on Friday, probably the biggest for Afoko and then the family. Gregory Afoko on Friday was lucky for the first time in nearly 10 years because the High Court in Accra granted his request for bail. And the manner in which all the processes went in court is one that was very interesting. Prosecution did not oppose to the grant of bail. They said that once the lawyers made, in fact, before the motion could be moved, prosecution indicated to the court that they do not raise any opposition to the grant of bail. So then, lawyer Stephen Sowachawe then made it even easier for the court move the bail application, and the court had granted the bail term the sum of 500,000 Ghana cedis with 2 surety. Initially, the court said both sureties should be justified with landed properties, but the lawyers appealed and said that look, it's a very difficult situation when you're asking that both sureties should be justified with landed property. So it was revised to 2 sureties, but 1 to be justified with landed properties. What the court also indicated was the fact that he should report to the case investigator once every 2 weeks. In the absence of the case investigator, the regional crime officer, he should do that. In the absence of him, then it should be the Director General, CID. So this is the order that the court has created. The court has also directed the registrar of the court to ensure that documents that will be brought as a means to execute the bill should be verified. The authenticity of those documents should be unraveled to know that these documents are authentic, and if they are not authentic, the court should find a way of dealing with that whole matter. So it's a good news for Gregory Afoko and all of that. The court is also saying that the investigator should know his place of abode and also make sure that the sureties who will come, their places of residence are known to them. And so that is the bail condition. Before I came up to studio now, I understand that they are still working around the clock. Over the weekend, they couldn't do that.
Couldn't secure it.
In the course of the day, it is possible that Gregory Afoko
will be working
absolutely home. Will execute all the bail conditions, come to the court, sign them.
I can imagine how he feels, you know.
Yeah, it's not easy for your freedom to be curtailed when you are going to eat. The situation is not that conducive. Even when you are going to the washroom, it is not conducive. It is the only time that when you say your freedom is curtailed, you dare need to have an issue with the law. And when police officers invite you or when you are detained, you understand how the laws of Ghana actually works. And so it is not one thing that I will actually urge or I will actually be here and say that anybody, even your enemy, should not suffer from situations like that. Because being in prison custody is a whole lot of stress and all of that. But good news is that you have his temporary freedom, come from home, and then attend court proceedings until such time that the case is determined. The court
will make a determination whether or not he's guilty or not.
Yes, third retrial is ongoing. The first one, it was truncated with a nolle prosequa in 2019. The same 2019, the second trial began, concluded in 2023, April 27. Jurors or the jury returned a hung jury. And in the course of the week, in fact, the judiciary and the chief judge have put in place, there's a reform about jury system, which at some point I will have a conversation with some judges here and all of that. So it also came 4-3, and there was a hung jury for a third retrial, and which has started. The fifth witness has been discharged on the 5th of March. We expect the 6th witness to come. But for now, Justice Marie Louise Simmons has admitted Gregory Afoko to bail, and then once that is executed, he will have to go home and come to court from home.
That's such a long time.
The family have been speaking. The spokesperson of the family, Nanaya Osei, has been speaking to me. In fact, on Friday when the court admitted him to bail, I asked him, how does the family receive this information from the court? Let's hear.
The family is yet to be notified of the grant of bail to Greg Afoko, but I can tell you that it's a piece of good news for each member of the family and to the legal team. And I think to every well-meaning Ghanaian who has followed this matter right from its inception. You see, by May this year, Greg would have been in custody for 10 years. And we think that the court, having considered all these facts and granted him bail, is in the right direction. We are grateful to the Attorney General's department, who this time around did not oppose the bail for the reasons I've stated. And so we can only be grateful. Greg can now be attending court from his place of residence. And for us, it's an opportunity for him to get proper medical attention, which he has lacked all this while. For us, that is very, very important.
So that is lawyer
Nanaya
Osei, the spokesperson for the Afoko family, giving us. And now Afoko will have some time to be able to attend hospital. You know, he's come to court with some conditions of a sort when he went in the prisons or lawful custody. There are many times that he's come to court. The court had to order for him to be taken to hospital and all of that. There was a point in time where his arm, one of the arms was swollen big time. All of them were conditions that he faced when he's in lawful custody and all of that. But Lily, there was one thing that also happened in the course of the trial where prosecution, in fact, the very second bail, in the course of the bail application, that one of the issues that the prosecution has always advanced in court is to the effect that, look, Gregory Afoko, once the incident happened in the north, his life is at stake. He doesn't have, personal safety is at stake. And so when granted bail, that will be an issue for him. And so it has been used as a basis to deny him bail. I've been asking Nanaya Osei, so this time around, where will he be staying? And how do we address the issue of his safety as far as Boga is concerned?
You see, where he will be, with the greatest of respect to you and your listeners and or viewers, I don't think we should state it. But you see, that reason was not given by the family or by Greg's lawyers. It was a reason concocted by the prosecution. And so for us, it was untenable. Nothing of the sort was going to happen in Bolga or anywhere. So let's just dismiss that bit and be happy that this time around the court has seen good reason to grant him bail.
It's a good news. The court has seen reason. They think that no, that particular representation to say that look, when Afoko is granted bail, his life is in danger and all of that. They make the point that no,
it's untenable.
It's not tenable. You cannot say that. But of course, it has been used. I've sat in court and that particular point was made several times. And so that is it for Afoko. Now, he only have to execute the bail conditions and have his temporary freedom until such time that the trial is ended or the trial ends and then a determination is made. The previous jury returned a 4-3 verdict in his favor. But of course, the law is saying
so 4 of them found them not guilty and 3 found him guilty.
So there are 2. Afoko, 4-3 for conspiracy and then murder. So all of them, the jury said he's not guilty, 4-3. But for Asapke, the jury agreed that he is guilty for conspiracy. And we are asking that conspiracy can always come to play when two persons agree on something. So why are you saying that he's guilty alone for conspiracy? Yeah, 2 or more. Then on the count of murder, the jury returned a not guilty verdict in his favor, 4-3. So that's why he's also back in court together with Afoko for the retrial in relation to that. So that's for Afoko. We hope that hopefully today they are able to execute all the conditions and then he will let go temporary.
And then what's the latest with regards to Cecilia Dapaah's maids trial?
Yes, so the husband of Madam Cecilia Dapaah, Mr. Daniel Osei-Kufo, has been cross-examined. In fact, he has given the evidence, he has testified and cross-examined, and he has been discharged. It is now, on last Friday, the prosecution called their second witness in the person of Raymond Amon Ni Ashi. And he was, once upon a time, the driver of the husband of Madam Cecilia Dapaah. And his testimony to the court, presided over by Justice Marie Lewis Simmons, was to the effect that, yes, he drove his boss home, and when they got home, they noticed that the doors of the room had been opened. They entered, and then they saw the 18-year-old patient Botwe in there. He was hiding at a corner. Immediately, he saw them. Then he ran away. And then when they're searching for him, they noticed that there's a boys' quarters at home. He went and hid herself over there and went and hid herself on the toilet. And that is where they found her. And then they asked her, how did you find her? He said, look, we were calling her, and she responded from the toilet. And that was how come the police was called, and she was arrested over there. And that ended his... In fact, he made the point that he knew Patient Botwe and Malik Dawda, the boyfriend of Patient Botwe. But the other accused person, he made the point that he did not know them. So the case has been adjourned to 5th of March for cross-examination by the accused. They have started the cross-examination, but they didn't finish. So on the 5th of March, they will be back in court for further cross-examination of the driver of the husband of Madam Cecilia Dapaah, who has appeared in court to testify. And Madam Cecilia Dapaah, at the point, will also come to court and testify as one of the witnesses that prosecution will be relying on. So this case is still ongoing. Patient Botwe, Sarah Eji, and then 5 others facing charges of stealing, conspiracy, dishonestly receiving, and all of that.
Let's now talk about some of the cases that are coming up today in court. We learned the Deputy IG contempt case, but I thought that case was over.
No, it isn't. It's still pending. So COP Christian GHOne will be back in court today in relation to a contempt application that has been filed by one Theophilus Teku Thegu. And that Theophilus Teku Thegu has been in the news for a while. So on your screen now is the COP Christian GHOne and the other persons who were cited leaving the premises of the court on the 31st of January. And what has happened is that the court is saying that they should come back to court today. And what is expected to happen today is that the last court sitting, it was clear that they were not served with the processes of contempt. They were not served with the application and all of that. But the lawyer said they, out of respect to the court, They went to the social media, printed whatever document were there, and they have responded to that. The court at the point was wondering why you have been served with contempt application, and the first time the case was called, you refused to come. But the court said by 30th, they should be back in court, else the court will make an order for them to be, for whatever direction that the court would give. And it was at the point when they came that they were making the point to the court that as we speak, those who have been cited for contempt have not been served with the processes.
Okay.
And so that is why they were not in court. And the court was wondering how that happened. And they said that, look, they learned it in the media. So the court was wondering, why have you filed processes against these people, public officials? You haven't served them, and you have thrown the whole thing in the media to embarrass them. And the court said the lawyers for the applicant, in fact, have to apologize sincerely to COP, Christian Teteyonu, and then the other two officers who were involved. But what the court has said was that they should make sure they serve them with the processes. So today, they are back in court. One of the things that the court also said was that the officers can delegate some of their juniors to come and represent them until such time that the court needs their presence. So at the last court day, 30th of January, they were present in court. It is possible that today, if their schedule is too tight to the extent that they think that the court's issues, they would need somebody to represent them, they will have to send somebody to which the court will acknowledge that. So that is one of the cases that we expect coming on today at the High Court. Then, of course, the case with the highest number of witnesses, yes.
Yeah.
From 61, then it was reduced to 49, in fact 41, because 20 of them have been cut away. And the 29 was expected to testify, but it got to a point where the new Attorney General came in and said, look, prosecution is revising or reviewing the docket, so hold on for now. And so today we'll be before the court presided over by Justice Efiasewa Saribotwe, Justice of the Court of Appeal, who is presiding over this case as an additional High Court judge, to know what the pleasure of the new Attorney General will be in relation to this very matter. So that is the case that we expect to happen. Michael Nyineku is back in court today, and we'll know whether the 29th defense witness will testify, or the prosecution will inform the court of what their directive will be, or whether they will seek for further adjournment. So that's the point that we are looking for in court today.
All right, Captain, thank you very much.
You,